Hey, it's me, Furia. Welcome to Let's Try Arcade Spirits. This game is a romantic visual novel that follows an alternative timeline where the 1983 video game crash never occurred. I have just started a new job at Funplex Game Arcade, and who will know, what's gonna happen, who I'm gonna meet along the way, if I'm gonna find romance, or, you know, anything is possible, I guess. In this game, you can create your own character and decide what kind of a personality and relationships you want to have, whether you want to have friends or very professional relationships or something more intimate. And in this game, there is an identity identifier system, or iris, which tracks the relationship status with all the characters throughout the game, as well as the player's personality traits from quirky, steady, and kindly to gutsy and basically. So that's the game, and this game is developed by Fiction Factory Games. And in the very beginning, there is fairly long kind of tutorial slash explanation on what's happening and what's my background. And the background is that I'm looking for a job, and I'm going to go to a job interview at a game arcade. And well, yeah, there is that iris system on my phone that is also explained in the very beginning. But I'm just gonna straight jump past the tutorial phase because it's really long. It's like 40 minutes. So that I can see some of the really good stuff. So let's get there. Let's load a game. So I am getting ready for the job interview. So a normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there rather than hop on a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. So this application is suggesting me that I should apply for this job. But me, I was already getting dressed before she'd finished that sentence. It's not that I believed it's the silly app's claim as serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe shop job at best. But well, what is my dream anyway? As much as I genuinely enjoyed being a lifeguard, I can't say I found true direction in life yet. I assumed I never would, honestly. When I was young, yeah, I guess I had hopes. I had dreams, maybe even what Iris called spirit. After things went south for my family, I learned to put all that aside. But assuming Iris wasn't out for my kidneys, what if it's not too late? So I thought, one last time, I'll have some optimism, some faith. And as I came to realize weeks later, turns out I was right to have faith in my spirit. Very good decision. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building. Juniper is my roommate and my best friend from childhood time. Although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. It's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of 19XX, places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into as tight of a space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore called Whole Story, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa once called Lattes, and enemas, which sounds well,
hey, listen.
This is the application on my phone. I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, and I'd rather not to be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What? Behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Huh? Trust me on this. I referenced and cross-referenced and cross-referenced your personality traits, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job? Really?
99.97%.
I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big business in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens up one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold. But sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune. But those who don't, well, it's just like YouTube and Twitch these days. Huh. No wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Video games weren't always this popular though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1890 bleep X, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted the phone home. That's E.T., right? If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from butt, and a massive overproduced, it would ruin video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. That game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like for people in the darkest timeline where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plan to make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99 sure?
99.97%.
Won't this be like my lifeguard job though? Satisfying but short-lived? This arcade doesn't exactly look like 5-star. It's not Deco's place, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in 15 years. Huh. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts the thought, eager to show off her
My
homework.
sources say yes.
So, she's deadly serious with her math. My coders made me to be warm, personable front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need. Right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that's going to happen? Because it does, it always does. I think your database accounts for my family curse. I don't think. We've always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the burst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does it mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest, and then I close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she's wrong. I still had to try. And besides, what is my dream anyway? That's the question I was asking myself when I left the house this morning. I don't know what I want from life. I've been coasting aimlessly for years. When things started running downhill for my family, I had to grow fast. Put aside silliness like wanting to be an astronaut and take what I could get. I actually wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. That would be so cool. Now, thanks to Iris, I got a shot at taking something a little better than what I usually get. I owe it to myself to try and be happy and paid, not just paid. So I opted to push through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. Here we go. Castle Crunch, Snake Runner, Fast, something discomfort, Time Shooters, what? Shooters? Sinners? I don't know. Fast Cars, did I say that already? Sudan Stage. This one's again read. The air conditioning hits me like cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper on corn chips. And it's early in the morning on weekday. It's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat. Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here. From the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's a karaoke? Or dancing? A Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is that seriously a Mr. Movies Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screen is new to me. There is a Benji something. Fists of Discomfort. There's a golf game. Mario Marty. Movie. This is Pac-Man. And these ones are in amusement parks. I don't know what they're called. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been staple of esports scene for the last 8 years. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting seated behind the ticket price redemption desk and offers me a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
She's absolutely glorious. Such a beautiful detail. The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
Jenny, my phone set up a job interview. So you have been in business. Oh, these are the different personality types. Like this is quirky, like making a joke or something. This is gutsy, like you're being super honest, or well, this I don't remember all of this. This is basic, so this is always neutral option. I'm gonna say this. You've been in business for bleep years. But the storm of 1980 bleep, was I wasn't technically alive for that, but I heard it was pretty awful. We endured many nor'easter. What's that? Around these parts. You get used to it. My little arcade stood the test of time and weathered all elements. We've actually been around since 1970 bleep, back when the games were in black and white and pinball was all the rage. Oh, how times change. Oh, pinball! 4K graphics with high definition textures. Oh, that's a game. That long? But I thought the arcade business was high risk. Not when you hire good people with love in their hearts. Actually, are you here looking for work, perchance? I am currently classified as job seeking, yes. Oh, thank goodness. I'd been hoping someone would reply to that ad I posted on the webs.
Please call me Francine. As in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it?
She's great,
Actually,
personally.
thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
Is it sadly because he died peacefully or just because he died? I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations
Oh.
with me.
Okay. That's information I needed to know, yes. And you are? Bufu Mega Era, man. Very well, shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and boops. Yeah. Like first month you're gonna be hearing it constantly even when you sleep. Your head's gonna be just full of beeps and boops. It can take weeks to become acclimed. Yeah, there you go. I found, but in the end, done. Cheek works an eyebrow. Well, now that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you made of? This way, please. Bingo in there, baby. Francie lays me down back a hallway past public restrooms and into a door marked employees only. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Haha. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I just suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for a dozen jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but oh well. The point is I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
I kind of am not surprised this is not gonna be a normal job interview, but I like this type of thing so much more. What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Well, okay, maybe this wouldn't be the typical job interview after all. No problem, go with the flow. Let's do this. So T-Rex, pterodactyl, soar into the sky, or Brontosaurus, big dude enjoys salad. I want to be pterodactyl and soar through the sky. I always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl swooping around, catching off trees, staying way away from meat eaters. Really? How exciting! Even if technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs. What are they then? Oh boy.
What's your favorite snack?
Favorite snack? If it was my favorite food question, no, wait. If this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. It's tacos. It's always tacos. Tacos are really good. But snacks?
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Oh, this is the phone. Just ads. Oh, I hate ads. Hush you. Come now, dear. I don't have all day. So how could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos are also my favorite snack. A tasty apple with almond butter, whatever munchies lurk in the... Well, I don't think tacos are a snack, so I guess I have to go with an apple. This is like steady answer. Anyway. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. If I'm hungry, I need something that's got enough nutrients and protein to carry me through the rest of the day. That's good. You know how to plan accordingly for any situation. You know what they say. You are what you eat. So I'm an apple. Next question. Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. Praise myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
What are my options? Is this interview for real or is this a dream? As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she is 130% serious. Engineering? I can make stuff. Medical? Hey, no lawyers do less to sue malpractice. I probably get eaten on day one. Well, honestly, this is probably what would happen, but I'm gonna say engineering. I'm essentially MacGyver. I can make anything out of a string match and a screwdriver. Especially if what you want is a screwdriver wrapped in burning strings. Good! We'll need someone to build makeshift defenses and think quickly in case we get surrounded. An inventive brain is always a critical role in any survival. One more thing.
Why are you here?
Question is so simple and almost actually irrelevant to my career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you I came about the job
You're
offer.
seeking a job, true. But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt. You think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks.
Actually, your questions are very good.
Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why are you here?
Where do people work who only just want the paycheck and they also want to hold the career for 50 years? I have no idea. So to be honest, I didn't have a better answer than a vague hope that maybe this time I wouldn't lose everything. But that's just enough motivation to face each day, no more than that. It wouldn't be enough to answer her question. I needed to actually think this through. Confused silence. Well, if I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. I feel like my life's been in a rut for over a decade now. I didn't mind, not really. I can go with the flow. But another decade of that, too? No, I need to take a risk and try something totally new. Everybody's been pushing me to find a job that's more than a job, just like you're saying. Is this job my dream? I don't know, but I have to try. I have to take the gamble, or I'll never get anywhere. Not to say I'm overly impulsive. I've worked as a lifeguard recently. You have to be sharp and ready to act, but with cool head. I can do that for you or Funplex too. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. And an unusual step from such troubled waters to land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work. She actually said that, she sometimes even noticed me smiling. Like, sometimes, not every time. Which makes Francine's smiling turn. I can't say I can offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life, even here. Very well, I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I got the job! Yay! I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate. Like, it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Like, it's unique and personal. Francie leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I'd accepted really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display. Well, for prizes, any rate. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately, trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush tools down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I have no patience for such nonsense. Oh, I'm sorry, the last person to work on this desk was your grandson? Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all these talking's tiring me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. And there she goes. Here I am. This is my character. Okay then. I adjusted my seating on the semi-comfortable stool leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. Oh, take a look at that one. It's so cute. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would have been slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come, right? Any minute now. Nobody's coming. Oh, take a look. That face. I create a sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass or a colored pencil set or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. I bet this is Gavin. He's dressed too good. Or maybe not, nope. Just walking right on by me, his head buried in reading some sort of spreadsheet of his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on the break, or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact, Well, he seems snappy treasure. Most guys I know are content to toss on t-shirt and jeans, not this guy. Even in the arcade, he's sharp like a linoleum knife. In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering at me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Hold on a minute, who are you exactly? What you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Well, I am Francine, I had some work done. I am pleased to meet you. I'm Fufu Megara, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
It's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work the desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian and loves working the floor, but sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So, she explained the job to you, gave you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming in.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper.
Called it.
I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Right, so as you no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that? You're the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets? Yeah, the carpets.
Seriously?
The floor, the arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam and one to operate the desk. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loves filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. And I am not a people person, as you likely gathered. That's not to say you're alone out there. I'm in your corner, at least. If things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got phone? Of course. Kevin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales? Smelly socks? You have no idea. Right, well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. But anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi. In that order. So, him first, then Ashley, then Naomi. Who and who? You'll meet them soon enough.
I think not.
Do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Understood? Well, this isn't my first pony ride. It's not my first explosive ordnance test. I worked retail and food service, and I worked as a lifeguard at a pool. Managing stress and difficult situations, even life or death ones, is something I got experience in. You can rely on me. Oh, I got his approval.
Indeed.
+1. If you can handle yourself and exercise good judgment, you'll last a hell of a lot longer than the last guy who sat there.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly. I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
I probably will do exactly that. I will add to problems. Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stress release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory. That this is more than just a job. More than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
Of course, I'm not gonna say that. Model employee. I think, well, I'm still trying to figure out my why. Like, I really am. So, to be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in a process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Yay, another approval. I'd say we share similar views then. It'll be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we cross the I's and dotted the T's, but that's an interesting saying. But since I'm already here, you'd rather I stick around. That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'll help us a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. Her workshop through that door there. The one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game, to use layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably the office, to go crunch some numbers. If Francine's really taking a nap back there, hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. My first coworker ended up slightly less cool of a guy than I thought he'd be, but he's not a jerk, definitely. I get where he's coming from. Plus, I know really plump people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. I figure I can give this guy an honest chance. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned. Although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. Well, she's in another room, right? A double door also marked employees also with an apostrophe, leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find that... Alright. Funplex front. I find what is very likely this Naomi is spoken only of in myth and legend. A girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. Huh. I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metals filled the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me. For lack of better way to interrupt her, I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she'd hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense.
Oh.
She has very interesting work clothes. Hello?
Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
She said, with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Fufu Mecha Era. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone.
Hi.
I guess I forgot to check my texts. Whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workbench where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. Fat middle-aged guys. What? Ugh. She's so super cute. I wanna hug her. Well, no wonder I didn't notice her until now. She was totally focused on the task at hand. This room's right at the heart of the building, but totally isolated. With the heavy doors closed behind me, I can barely hear the arcade. Considering how completely and utterly dedicated she was at that monitor, not even noticing me, I guess that's also why. But what I first noticed is her smile. Even when squinting to see the tiny components on the circuit board, even when laser focused, she was smiling happily.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? So what happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Alright. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotted the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to the other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and a beefy monitor. Why is it so empty in there? It'd be good. What? Well, I'm gonna say this is my first time seeing the guts of a game. I don't know anything about how arcade games tick. I figured it was packed full of circuits and things. Naomi keeps working using pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. It could be packed in tighter like a port top or cocktail cap. I say upright's favor form over functionality.
Explain.
Compare American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means empty base. Japanese candy caps are shorter, so you play sitting down, but I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. She closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the keyring at her side, then steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile. Not just a job well done, but looking at the whole thing like it's fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Wow. I love the classic Midway style. Look at those sharp angles, the side articles, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what on the what and the what artwork? With sigh, Naomi points out key features to me. The strip across the top with the game title, that's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it is. Working all in harmony to give this game its unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well... Oh no. I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wood and circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff, I think I understand. It was made to be one whole thing, the art, the style, and of course the game itself, all of it part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it in an emulator or game console instead, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I can see it, it's beautiful in its own way. Oh, she likes me. Everybody likes me. Nami lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shiny.
Woohoo!
Finally! So few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is going to be great. Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, don't get me wrong, I can get along with him, generally, but his whole attitude is just, ugh. There, she did it so much better. All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had his way, he'd got the whole place. If anybody's gonna ruin their Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and what's more, Gavin gave me the whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here, a long-standing argument that the new girl really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. So I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kinda want to know too. I'm gonna let her keep talking, maybe. Or maybe I want to find out more. I get this is dodgy, but if I'm gonna work here, I think we should be all honest with each other. No gossiping. So I gotta know, why do you think Gavin wants to destroy the arcade? He buys into Francine's idea that this place is for dreams. He says he does, but he's willing to sacrifice way too much just to keep the whole thing afloat. Road to hell, best intentions, etc. If he had his way, this place would be like Digo's palace, nothing but ticket games and prize catchers. He thinks actual video games are too expensive, a waste of floor space. I bet he'd remove them all if he had his way. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him to do the right thing. But that's my problem, not yours. Sorry to drop gossip on your head like this. Thanks for hearing me out anyway. Right, let's get back to work. Shall we? Now, for the less fun part. You seem strong, strapping kind of girl. Well, a strong girl at least. Well, you're a girl. That's enough. I'm semi-insulted. Then? Okay, let's do it. So, right, a little to the left now. Right, a little to the left. Now, my left, my left. You're right, careful. Now, forward. Right, correct. I mean, no, turn to right. Oh, keep it coming, and there, carefully, carefully. Tip it into place. Victory! I gently ease the rolling dolly forward, the giant wooden box slotting into place along its neighbors. The two-wheel dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched overs, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again.
Yeah.
Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear, I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but thanks for helping me out, Fufu. I think you're gonna do just great here. Happy to... Alright, stomach crawling, food required, except... I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack lunch. There goes my I'll have an apple and almond butter.
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Oh, jeez. Shh. Hey, so, any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but... no, really, no, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo whoop soup sandwich place, but even if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, no! Wait right here. And she's off scurrying back in her hidey hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunch time! Here you go. She presses a boxed lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. Okay, what will you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole store next door. I've got a book delivered to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important. And there she goes, I can't help but to think she was just looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. Wait a minute, that could be totally true. I say Naomi definitely fits in with the whole Francine's ideals for this arcade. She's got love for this game, and it shows. And giving me her lunch, me, a total stranger, that's a kindness I don't know if I deserve, but I appreciate it all the same. So, a bento box. I've seen this in anime, it's cute, and hopefully has plenty of calories too. Armed with a box of healthy food, I retired to employee lounge to get my munch on. So there we go. So here we are having our lunch, but it's been 50 minutes and I'm gonna end this let's try video here. This game is probably gonna be, well, not very short. It's going ahead, but it's kind of getting started slowly. And I think there's gonna be so much more. Like we're just at the very, very beginning. There's gonna be a lot more people to meet, a lot of things is gonna happen, no doubt. And you know, romances, friendships, catastrophe, whoever, you know, whoever knows what everything can be happening. I think this seems very interesting. I like the story so far. I like the characters, I like the art style. I'm really just curious to see what's going to happen next. Like I'm just waiting that there's gonna be something dramatic going to happen or something. So I'm really wanting to see. And I'm probably going to play this through. I don't know if I'm going to make it into a Let's Play series or if I'm just going to play it on my own. But I'm definitely 100% going to play this through. And I actually, for my surprise, I like these kind of visual novel games. They're very relaxing. You don't have to, you know, fight for your survival and worry about if you're pressing the right buttons or if you're remembering all the buttons and if you're doing the correct meta stuff and all that. Those are very just, you relax, you have snacks, you have a drink, and you just play and relax and have fun. So if you like visual novels or you just want to relax with a story, I absolutely recommend this game. This seems like there is a lot of story and it seems very interesting. So definitely check it out. See if you can fulfill your dreams.